Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to TQM Travels. Today is my last day up here in Washington in Olympic National Park. Today we're going to be in the southern portion of the park in the Quinault area, and we're going to be doing a few little hikes in the area. But right now the rest of the group is still asleep, so I'm actually going to go out and explore a little bit deeper in the park than they're planning on going to, so we can go check out a couple of waterfalls. So why don't we go ahead and hit the road? So after maybe 10 or 15 minutes of driving, we made it here to Merrimen Falls. It's right off the road, you can see. There's my car parked. It's really easy to access, but I think there's a little path right down here that we can actually use to get a little closer into that grove. But even just from here at the road, it's a pretty tall cascading waterfall. It's really pretty, so even if you just want to drive up and take a quick look, I would say it's worth it. You can get up pretty close here to the waterfall, and it's pretty spectacular. It's just loose gravel and some big rocks, so not anything too challenging, but you can get up right up close to it. It's really cool. There are quite a few vantage points here, and I finally am busting out my tripod here, so let's see if we can get a cool long exposure to get the water flow. Waterfall was certainly cool to take some photos of, and now we're going to head down the road this way in order to check out one more waterfall before we try to meet up with the rest of the group. After driving for about 10 minutes down the road, we have come now here to Bunch Falls, which you can see behind me. The waterfall is quite impressive, but it's a good deal away. You can see it from the road right here. There's a little path to get down to Little Grotto where I am right now. And really, if you're a little more adventurous, you can climb over these rocks and get a little bit closer. I might try to do that, but these rocks are pretty slippery, so I am gonna have to be careful. So I have gotten a little bit closer. It's hard to get a really good photo here, at least with the lenses that I have, because the waterfall is still pretty far in the distance and it's covered up by trees. Overall, still the view is really nice, and it's a great little stop here along the road to take a look at a pretty impressive waterfall here. So now I'm gonna head back into Quinault and try to meet up with the rest of the group. All right, we've met up with everybody. Sarah, Becca, Dat, oh man. The whole gang is here. So we're going to be doing a couple of nature and rainforest trails here. Throughout the day, though, we have an interesting photo challenge that we're going to do. Sarah, why don't you show them what our prizes are today?
Just shuffle them up.
Oh, no.
We have Lomochrome Metropolis, Lomochrome Purple, and Color Negative.
Oh, man. So these are all reusable, disposable cameras from Lomography. Basically, you can they work the same way that a standard throwaway camera would be, but you can actually reload the film. So the Lomochrome Purple will be sort of changing the greens to purple, interesting color mixing. The Metropolis one will be a little more desaturated than normal, and then the Color Negative is just standard color film. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw all of these in my bag. I'm going to pick one, Becca's going to pick one, and then Sarah and Dat are sharing one.
Becca can go first.
Okay. Don't look. No cheating.
I think taking a lot.
All right, what'd you get?
The one that got dropped.
Oh, the Metropolis. So that's the one that's going to be, it'll still be color, normal colors, but a little desaturated. So
that's the one I wanted.
Oh, so fancy. All right, Sarah, go ahead.
Wait, hey, look. You want to do it.
Oh, yeah, she cheated. Oh, normal color. Oh no, that means I'm stuck with this one.
You don't want the purple?
I do. I actually am pretty excited for this. It's going to be pretty artsy. So all of the photos that you'll see posted up from my side will probably be from this camera. I'm not even going to be bringing my film camera with me. And what we're going to do is, after the trip, we're going to get all of the film developed and look at your scans and choose 3 of your favorites and put them together, and then we'll get a group of random people to choose whose photo set is the best. So the first trail that we're going to be doing today is a short one. It's right behind us here. This is supposed to be a world record for the largest Sitka spruce tree. So why don't we go ahead and take a look. After walking for maybe 5 minutes on the world's easiest trail, we have come here to the world's largest Sitka spruce pine tree. It's pretty large. It's almost 59 feet in circumference and also 191 feet tall, so it's quite impressive. So we're gonna get some photos and videos here with our sweet little disposable cameras, and we'll probably go head onto another little trail. All right, what do you guys think of the tree so far?
Big.
Yeah, right.
Large.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty impressive. It's hard to take photos of because it's so big, honestly. It's pretty tough. So that's the world's largest Sitka spruce. Do you know what's next on the list, Sarah?
The next trail?
Boom.
The creek one.
All right, the next trail is next. So we are here at our next trail. Now this is the Gatton Creek Trail. I think there's actually two segments. There's sort of this first creek section, right? And then it actually goes off to a Gatton Creek Falls trail as well, where we should hopefully see a waterfall further down the trail. It's not very long. I think this first section is like 0.6 of a mile, and then the second section is like 1.1 miles or something. So it's not terribly long of a trail. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Was it a good one? Probably. Overall, the Gatton Creek Trail is pretty easy. There is a steady incline till you get to the halfway point, and then it will be a steady decline on the way back down. There are some sections though where the trail is pretty overgrown, so you will be getting caressed by some bushes here and there. And there are also some sections that are uneven with exposed roots and rocks, and it can be slippery at times as well, so you will want to use caution in those areas. So now we're going to continue along the trail to the Cascade Falls, and we'll see you over there. Oh, here we are now at Quinault Lake. It's really quite peaceful. The lake is beautiful. It's a nice blue glacier lake, same as many of the other lakes that we've seen on the trip so far. It's quite calm. That might be because it's Tuesday. Labor Day weekend is over now, so there's a lot less people out at the park. Compared to like the Hoh Rainforest area, I've heard that this Quinault area is less crowded for the most part, and it is really quite nice, and you can still get that rainforest experience. Found the ultimate lake photo here, but I don't know if I can make it out. Oh, it's so gold. Oh my God, it's so slippery. Oh. Okay, we're going out here. Jeez. Oh no. This is as far as I can go pretty much without getting my pants wet. Might still look cool, we'll see. here to Beach 1 here at Olympic National Park. This was the southernmost beach, so we just wanted to take a quick stop here before everyone splits off and heads their own way. But the beach is really, really pretty, and there's no one out here right now. But do be advised, for this beach at least, you do have to walk over all of this driftwood back here, because the trail has now been just sort of collapsed on itself. It wasn't too challenging though. So we're just gonna hang out here at the beach, finish off the film from our Lomography cameras, and then we'll see you guys before we head out for the day. That's going to be it for today. It was a shorter day than we've had so far, but that's because these ladies and then Dat, who's up there, they're going to be driving down to Portland, so that's going to take a couple hours. I actually have to drive over to Seattle, which is also going to take a few hours in order to fly out to meet my friends Bowie and Flora out in Wyoming. So before we head out though, we figured we'd sort of talk about our experiences. Are you guys super pumped to see how your film develops?
Yeah. Yes, because I think I was doing it wrong at first.
So what we're going to do for the challenge is we're going to basically get all of the film developed, and then each person will choose their 3 favorite pictures, and then I'll choose a random group of people, show all of them to, and have them choose their favorite, and then we'll see who is the winner. All right, so I am back here in my office now, as you can probably tell. So originally when we were planning this competition, I think I was planning on recording a separate episode for when we go over our photos and results. But since I'm planning on releasing 1 episode a week, I was like, that's gonna take forever and a day to get through the series alone, and then everyone's gonna forget about this competition. So I figured it'd be better to just throw it in right here. So what we're gonna do is we're going to hop into a video call with Becca and Sarah. We're gonna talk about the competition and the photos that we chose, and then at the end, we'll announce who the winner of the competition is. So why don't we go ahead and say hello to Becca and Sarah again. All right, so we are here with Sarah and Becca. As you can tell, we're all back from our respective trips. So real quick, we're gonna go over what we did for this photo contest. So as you saw earlier in this episode, we were using these reusable disposable cameras from Lomography, and each of us chose a different film. So Sarah, you were using the regular color film, right? Becca was using the Metropolis film, which is desaturated, and I got stuck with the Lomochrome purple, which is a color shifting film. So what we've done is we got the film developed. All of the film got developed at the same place here in Atlanta, and then we got all of our scans back, and we looked through them, and we each picked our 3 favorite shots from the set. And what we did is we created a Google form with all 3 of those photos, and then we sent it out to a bunch of people. We got 32 results back from the voting, and basically what we did, right? I was hoping to get 30, and we just hit it. So what we did is, in the form, it was a ranked choice, so everyone voting will look through the photo sets and vote for their favorites by giving them 3 points. Their second favorite gets 2 points, and their least favorite is getting 1 point. And then we totaled up all of the results to see who the winner of the contest was. So before we go into the results of the contest, Sarah, we'll start with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the 3 photos that you picked?
Well, my first photo is a slug.
Mm-hmm.
It was a neat slug, and as you can see, it has a green filter on it.
Yep.
Okay, and then you have my album cover at the lake. Very moody.
Yep.
And then the last one is Dat's album cover, walking through the forest.
what would his genre be here?
It's obviously lo-fi.
Yes, it is. It totally is lo-fi. I mean, I feel like if you're doing film photography, you can only be listening to lo-fi anyway, so it totally works. All right, so those are Sarah's 3 picks. Let's go ahead and move on to me then, since I was the second set. Again, I'm using the Lomochrome purple, so anything that looks purple was actually green in real life, so I was trying to throw that in. I'm like, I know like what's going to happen, but I hadn't actually used the film before, so the results were a little different than I was expecting. But the first one I have is just this cool bridge while we were walking over one of the creeks with a waterfall. I forgot which waterfall it was, but it was in the first main hike that we did. And I was like, oh, this bridge looks really cool just going into these dense woods. It looked pretty sweet. And the purple with the leaves looked awesome, I thought. The second one I knew was going to be a good shot the minute that I saw it. While we were at the lake, we saw this little wood structure just sort of floating around in the water. And I was like, man, I'm going to go wade out in the water to try to get a shot to like shoot through it. Now, I wanted to get closer, but I couldn't really because I didn't want to go swimming at the same time. It was pretty deep up to the point where I got. So I did the best that I could, and I thought that shot looked pretty cool. And then the last one I did was at the beach. Towards the end of the day, I actually had a lot of really good shots here at the beach. I think this Lomochrome purple was really cool with the sky. It makes it sort of a teal aqua color. I really like that. But yeah, I just have this one lone tree that I thought looked pretty cool. All right, so then our third set in the Google form was with Becca, who's using the Lomochrome Metropolis. So why don't you tell us about your photos?
My first one is in this lovely forest area with a stream. There's just this nice, saturated looking. Got some fallen logs, some boulders, sunlight. Very mysterious.
Yeah, I did think the desaturated look was good with this photo.
I think my next one is by the lake. You see all the rocks and clear water, and then there's a little log that we were sitting on that Sarah put 2 rocks in this little mossy hole.
Oh, dang, you should have just said that it was totally natural, you know?
Crazy how nature do that.
I think the last one's at the beach where you can just see all the trees, the sheer cliffs into the rocky driftwood logs, the water, the sky, just really old-timey kind of look to it.
Yeah, for real, especially with the sky, it's like super like desaturated looking. I think it's pretty cool. I think for your set, this one was probably my favorite shot of yours. With Sarah's set, my favorite was the one with Dat walking. I thought that one, like, it has like this sort of natural vignette at the bottom with like how dark it is. I thought that one was really cool. And then his like yellow hat popping out. Yeah, that was a pretty good shot. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and go through the results? Are you guys super excited about these?
So excited. What is the
Wow,
winner
what do we
get?
get for winning?
Yeah, do I get ribbons? Did you prepare ribbons?
The winner is going to get a handmade certificate made by me, and it's going to be amazing. So that way they can prominently display it on their wall.
So if you win, you get to make your own certificate.
That's what would happen if I win. So coming in a close third place here with 48 points in total is Sarah. No.
Aw, so sad. The slug didn't lure people in. Come on.
Probably couldn't tell it was a slug.
I wonder if that's the case, because I mean, I knew it was a slug, but at the same time, you know, I was there. But I thought that that the photo with Dat was such a strong photo that was going to carry the set. I think that's actually probably what happened with most of the sets, is everyone would have like a favorite photo, and then that sort of carries through, you know, rather than like judging the whole set as a whole. So second place though with 65 points then is
Becca.
How did you know it was Becca with 65 points?
Rigged! This is a rigged contest!
Dang it. Yep, I
demand a recount!
I got... Yep, so first place was my photo set with 80 points. I really do think it was because of one photo, because I was talking to some people after they voted. They're like, yeah, I really like this picture of the bridge. And I was like, I mean, that was like a really good picture. So I think that one carried my set, because the other two were, I thought, good, but I don't know. I thought the colors with the purple. I think that's the other thing, is the purple film just really stands out, you know? So I think that might have also been a help for me. I thought it was going to be a hindrance at first, but full disclosure, this was my contest. Like, I was running it, but I've tried to pitch it to people saying like, look, I'm running a contest. I just need people to vote. And so like I was trying to say, like, you know, try to disassociate myself from it. And I think it worked because most people are like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'll vote for these people. So, all right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the contest though, and experiencing the film photography world with these disposable cameras. Are you gonna plan on trying to use them ever again at some point?
Maybe.
Oh, we have to get film.
Yeah, you'd have to buy some film, but the nice thing with it is you can use any film you want, so you don't have to necessarily get the same brand or the same color stock or anything. Like, the world is your oyster at that point. So I was pretty surprised with the photos in general. I thought they came out a lot better than I expected. I will say, both me and Becca, I think, experienced this more than Sarah. There were so many just black frames in mine because I was just like, it was just so dark and there were a lot of like, we would use the flash and everything, but it just wasn't strong enough. So I know I had like 5 or 6 photos that were just completely unusable because of how dark they were. Overall, though, they were cool. I enjoyed using them. I don't see myself using that camera in particular, especially now that I have a pretty cheap point-and-shoot camera. I'd probably just use that, but, you know, obviously I'm sort of in the film photography world now, so hopefully you guys continue on. I know both of you guys...
He's in the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys sort of are, right? Because you both use... Like, I know Sarah pretty much almost only uses Instax if she's using an external camera away from her phone.
Yeah.
So Becca has an Instax. I mean, all of us have Instax cameras. Well, thanks for participating, you guys. I appreciate the fun activity that we did for this. And let's go back to past Chris, Becca, and Sarah as we close out the rest of this episode. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. That way we can help the channel grow. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be notified when the next episode drops, where I meet up with Bowie and Flora, where we go hiking in Yellowstone and in the Grand Tetons. So until next time, guys, cheers. Thank you all so much for voting for me. I am truly honored to be the winner of the TQM Travels Disposable Camera Photo Challenge. It was a valiant effort put forth by Becca and Sarah, and I'm glad that all of my hard work in photography has finally paid off, and I have received this prestigious award. So thank you all so much. I'm at a loss for words right now.